Welcome back to the channel. On today's video I got a few little jobs that I need to sort out, so I thought I would couple them all in this video and see what we can get done. As a maintenance and jobbing plumber, I basically earn my money doing probably like an hour to 2 hour jobs tops and float a little bit around in my area. I try not to work too far out, always try and keep it localized, but doing lots of little jobs I can pretty much make even similar or maybe more than people banging in boilers and stuff. So yeah, that's just how I like to do my work. So let's go in and get the first job done. So the first job we got is a fill valve, which is taking its time to fill. Flexible underneath here with a isolation valve. Hopefully he doesn't drip. Perfect. And there we go, and that's the reason why I really like these fluid master valves, as you can split them, pop them up, pop a new one down, and we're good to go. I don't know why they put this nutting behind here, as we got perfect clearance in through the back. That's all good. So that's this job done, on to the next one. Alright, so next job, I've been called out to a customer's house because they got nice little skylight in the ceiling, and a previous plumber has come here to fix a problem with a overflow pipe. I can only imagine that that is from a boiler condense, which is then going to a stack, as we have got a bathroom that side. And they said that they've still got a leak. So they sent me out here to see if I can fix it, as it's just basically just a leak on a overflow pipe. So it's going to be quite hard to show you how I'm going to do this, but because the previous plumber has been here before, he's cut a socket there, and then obviously that one. But this one doesn't actually feel like it's glued properly. I can see gaps in the top of it. I don't know what glue he used, but the one that I use uses like the little ball of it. So because it's rammed up against the side of here, pinned up behind these pipes, what I'm thinking of doing is trying to jam something in the top to bring it down. Then I can glue the two sockets on either side of it and then put the elbow with two pieces afterwards, and hopefully that should be fine. The easiest way of cutting this is most likely going to be a multi-tool, as I can't cut the top and I got all this out of the way. So I'll blitz the multi-tool straight through here, and then most likely over on this side as well, without hitting one of those copper pipes. I'm pretty sure that's going to be okay. And then maybe give it a little quick deburr using a little like pen type, as I won't be able to get my monument one in there. But it should be a straightforward fix, really. It's going to be hard filming it because I'm up on here, but I've got the floor protected and I've got a tub just in case we've got some water, as I don't know what type of fall is this side from the soil stack, and if there's any baths or sinks or anything teed in, could have a little bit of water. And also the fall from here to there looks pretty minimal, so when I cut it I might get a little bit, but should be able to, might even have to get the wet back out to dry it before I glue the new piece on, and blah blah blah. But yeah, anyway, let's crack on and see what view we can get. So I've cut all the pieces out, and as you can see on this one, it doesn't look like it's been glued properly in the top side there. And the glue that I like to use is the one from Mmplumber, and it's got the ball on the top. And these can be a bit of a pickle to open, but they actually do a tool like this, which allows you to open it up a little bit easier. And as you can see, it's a ball instead of like the brush. This just means it's a lot easier to get behind the fittings, as you can do this instead of trying to get the bristles and they end up all covered in rubbish. And yeah, I just find this a lot cleaner. The only thing with these ones is that I always end up kicking them over and end up with half a tub left. Okay, I'm pretty happy with all those connections. It was a little bit tricky, to be honest, because we were tight for space up against the floorboards. With waste pipe, you always have to think about it logically, as you will get to some point in those fittings where you can't pull them apart. So you need to sort of think about it and where you got the last play to put the last fitting on. And that is why I done that elbow last. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. I'll just let the customer run this property for the heating for a long period of time before they put this up, make sure everybody's happy, and go from there. But that's this job done. On to the next one. So I've just turned up at the next job, and this is because a customer has complained of hearing running water all the time, and the PRV is constantly letting by. A good way of checking which one it is just by feeling to see how hot it is. If the tank's full of water, this should be red hot. Obviously it's quite hot here and freezing cold here, because this is where the cold water main is. That is nice and cold, so I know that it's this one that's failed. Now, a common reason why these do fail is the expansion vessel up here. So that is a potable expansion vessel which has got a rubber diaphragm in the middle. If that ruptures or fails for any reason, then it starts pulling on the safety pipe. So what we can do is we can top it up or repressurize it using a little bike pump. What you want to do is you want to turn off the water main. So we'll shut them off. Then we'll open a outlet. Wait for that to stop, and then connect your pump up onto the top of the expansion vessel, and in theory we should be able to check in for pressure, or we recharge him up and hopefully he holds it. And then because that end is bottom out, so we've got all the water out, that means that it's not just repressurizing with water inside the system. So you need to do this with an outlet open, which is what we've done there. Hopefully he holds pressure. If not, we're swapping the expansion vessel as well as this PRV. Okay, so just give him a little bit of time, and he doesn't look like he's budging. So in my opinion, I would say that is pretty good. He sounds pretty empty anyway, and he's got a bit of a wiggle room. So now that we checked the expansion vessel, I'm happy that that can stay. 9 times out of 10, I do swap him out, but he sounds pretty good. He feels pretty light, and also he's holding pressure on the numbers. So we're going to put our attention to the safety relief valve, which is this, which is going to be on the combi block. So we'll swap that out. We just need to make sure that the numbers all add up. So this is a 6-bar PN10 with a flat face, and then it's got a nut. It's got like a little lug that you're able to put over the top. And then that should have an O-ring on the combi block where that seals onto. Some of them have threads which are made in with irons and stuff like that. But yeah, make sure you've got the exact same one, as it just makes it 10 times easy. Because we've isolated the water and we've pumped from the top of the expansion vessel down out the taps, I should have pretty much no water coming out that pipe. It is pretty high on the cylinder as well, so that always helps. But if it is low down, then you might have a little bit of water coming at you. So just, yeah, make sure you can capture the water, but I'm pretty happy this one's going to be okay. with the valves all tightened up, we should be able to just turn the water on. And obviously we didn't drain anything, so the water comes out straight away. And we can just check for leaks. And I think we just heard it pressurise up into the expansion vessel. So that all looks and sounds okay. We've got no more water coming from the tun dish, so that's good, no more leaking water. Expansion vessel, we was pretty happy with that. Fully tested him and just left him in place. 9 times out of 10, I do replace him. When you work on unvented cylinders, you have to make sure that you're G3 qualified. You don't want to be touching them if you're not, as they've got lots of safety devices. And if they all fail, go look up Mythbusters and they'll show you exactly what happens to one of these, and it just goes whoosh, straight through the roof. So that's this job done, on to the next one. Okay, so we're on the final job of the day, and we've got some slow wastes. And I'm pretty sure the basin doesn't exactly run as good as possible. So that sort of sits, he's not too bad. The woman did say that she's put something down there. But the bath, he's a bit slow as well. And there's any point opening the hot, he's pretty, well, he didn't even come out at all, hardly. But, as you can see here, he's just very, very slow draining. So, what I'm going to do is I've lifted the box in, and it's not exactly the best, but the waste pipe is on show, and they do tee into each other. So what I'm thinking is, because this trap on the basin is this one, we might be able to disconnect it from here, take this trap out, and then send the flex shaft down this pipe, around this corner, and send them all the way up through here and try and churn through. As 9 times out of 10, that blockage is going to be on that T. He sounds pretty solid, and I think if I can get him going up that way, chances are below that T he won't be blocked, as he does drop down and bosses in. But I mean, they have cut a socket in here, so anything's possible. But yeah, other than that, we'll probably have to cut him a socket here and here. I might have to make a slip socket out of it. Sorry about the noise on the fan. I like to work in silence, but you know, can't get it every single time, and I can't isolate it. So let's see how we go. Yeah, been lifted for a while. We are going to get some water there. Okay. Feed him down by hand first, and if we get any resistance, and then I can attach my drill onto here, and then we can just turn them on, and that should break down anything down this pipe. There's the first bend. The second one, hold a bit of pressure. Should be that of a tight bend. There we go. Okay, we'll just spin him up and we should be able to see him and feel where he is. I think he's about here. Let's keep going a little bit more. So we'll spin him. It does feel about here. Give him a little spin. There we go. Okay, so let's run the sink first. And we'll fill the sink up. And see how well this one goes before doing the bath. As obviously I've run the snake all the way through here and sort of churned them up. This should flush this all through now. Whoa, that sounds good. You can actually hear it on this tea. I'm pretty hopeful that this bath's going to be okay. Let's see if he backs up to start. It's looking pretty good. We'll just fill him up a little bit. Moment of truth. Sounds good. Oh, vortex straight away. That looks much better. See the little vortex? See if I can get a little closer. Much better. I'm pretty happy with that. He sounds empty as well here. Could obviously done a little bit better, and this tea's going the wrong way, so you don't really want to be teeing this in because the water's going to have to come across here, shoot across, and then sort of come back. It will do a little bit, but yeah, I know they didn't have much choice, but that's not really the correct way of doing it. That job's all sorted, and yeah, nice little bit of a video today. 3 jobs, nice little learners, pretty simple, but moral of this video is invest in yourself, in good tools that will always help you out while you're doing your job. This snake cleared this out all the way down through here, didn't have to disconnect anything of the pipeline, just undone the trap, dropped it down, span it up, bit of calculation to see exactly where it is, and yeah, seems to have done the job pretty good. So if you like today's plumbing video, please give it a like, drop a comment down below, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one.